This watch was once retailing for £900 from a well-regarded Swiss brand, so I bought it for just £145. Welcome back to the channel, you watch legends. As always, I am Chris at Awkward Horology, and this time I have been dumpster diving in British retail store TK Maxx. Now, for those of you who don't know, TK Maxx is a British store that specialises in designer brands from clothing to home decor and even jewellery. Now, I'll be honest, the watches they usually have on sale are rubbish. You're talking about Fossil, Caribbean Joe, whatever the hell that is, and other fashion brands. At least in TK Maxx, they're also priced a little better as well. But every so often you will see a decent watch or two, and this week I found 3 watches at a crazy discount that I had to inspect further. 2 of them were Luminux watches, and unfortunately they were dead and needed battery changes, and without the hope of further discounts I had originally resigned myself to leaving the store until I laid my eyes on this watch from Swiss heritage railway brand Mondaine. Now, most of you will know Mondaine for their railway watches, which are an iconic design, but this line, the Helvetica, named after the font, is both a nod to its back catalogue whilst looking minimalist and almost Scandinavian/Bauhaus in design. Mondaine said that this watch was designed and sought inspiration from their older designs, but also brought on opinions from people who are non-watch industry and created a watch that was both unique and heritage inspired as a result. Now, this watch has been discontinued unfortunately, and as mentioned before, back in the day it was retailing for just over £100. Now, you can look on eBay and Amazon and find it all day long for well under 500 brand new or 350 used. I will leave affiliate links to the best examples I can find online. If you have a TK Maxx near you, I would have a look around. You may find it or find something at a bargain price. Just be prepared to kiss a few frogs before you find anything worth talking about. So, despite this being a little different with the watch being discontinued, I still want to talk about the specs to put this into perspective. 40mm in diameter, 9.5mm thick, 46mm lug to lug, and a 20mm lug width. So it's properly compact and the lugs turn down as well, so it will wear well on most wrists. Being 9.5mm thick, you're going to guess that it is a mechanical watch, and you would be right. Now, according to a few sources, the movement is not a Solita like I originally thought when I was in store. It actually is an ETA 2801-2. It hacks, has 17 joules, frequency of 28,800 beats, and 42 hours of power reserve. Push-pull crown gives this watch 30 meters of water resistance, completely understandable for this design. Signed crown, sapphire crystal glass on the front covering the dial, and a case back that is also sapphire as well. The hardware is pretty soft and compliant. It's an oak red brown leather strap with a nice stainless steel branded buckle. So looks wise, I have to say that I was definitely undecided to begin with, but it has grown on me. It's not my usual look. The case is high polish and the downturn from the lugs does help it wear well and give a nice profile. We have a signed crown that looks nice, and moving to the dial we have silver and grey in the dial, printed indices in Arabics, simple minute track, and in the bottom quarter of the watch we have the writing Mondaine Helvetica and Swiss made. It feels like it would be very busy, but it just doesn't to me. I think it does remain quite simple. On the wrist it wears very well. It is all dial, but the compact design and downturn of the lugs help it wear very well. As mentioned before, the leather strap is gorgeous and comfortable, and there was no stiffness and absolutely no breaking in required. So what are my gripes with this watch? Well, I'm going to look at this from 2 angles. The first one being a £145 watch that I bought, and the second being the OG retail price of just over £900. Well, with the price I bought it for, my only gripe is the size. It wears well on wrist, but I think it will maybe fit a 6.5-inch wrist better if it had have been 38mm or even 36mm. It's just one of those little nitpick things. But moving to its full price, and I just wouldn't recommend it at full retail, unfortunately. Aside from my personal belief that I think it should still be a little bit smaller, the dial does have a lot of dead space. Look, I understand it is minimalist and therefore the font is as it is. However, I feel enlarging the font or maybe even applying those numerals would have gone a long way towards the watch looking even better. As it is more of an office and dressier watch, I can't help but think that the likes of Baltic's MR range, Oris Attila, or even the Timex Manual Wine Marlin watch that I own would have better proportions and even be more interesting visually as a watch to wear as a daily office watch. But I still think it has some charm to it, and the fact they don't sell this one in great quantities and the movement is an ETA, I can forgive it a lot. Watches, as we know, definitely aren't logical. You can look at a spec monster of a watch from a smaller brand and decide to go for the relatively less spec watch from a better known brand. Because, of course, you prefer the design or the identity of the brand better, or just objectionably prefer that one. It's not logical behaviour, but we are, of course, illogical beings. Anyway, what do you think of this one? Let me know in the comments below. And also let me know what your favourite dress watch is under £1,000 and why. I'd be really interested to know your thoughts. Take care everyone, and I will see you all in a future video.